Hello, everyone. Welcome to A Tea with Trina. I am excited to be on with you today. And I know I just have to share this as I'm doing lives across a few platforms at the same time. And so sometimes there's a little bit of a lag with one of the platforms. So I kind of slowly roll in with the hellos. And so I just want to say hello again and make sure everyone is on with us at the same time when I start this message. Hello, everyone. I am Trina Bolden Fields, and I'm here with you for a tea with Trina. Welcome back. And let me share with you what I'm having for tea. I'm having white pear tea. It's loose leaf tea with a touch of honey. And my oldest teen and now college student, I'm going to get into to talk about these teens today, got me white pear tea for my birthday. And I had a birthday this month. And so I'm having this tea, white pear. Mhm. Did I say I added a touch of honey? And it is so good. Okay. And I have to share this too. So thank you to Charlie for this tea. It is absolutely lovely. Charlie bought me like 6 or 7 different types of teas, and I'm thinking, I have a lot of tea, like a lot of different varieties of tea, and so maybe I need to do a different one every day and just get through it that way. But I wanna talk with you, today, and I'm looking forward to sharing more with you. Now, I wanna share that last week, I talked about something that, hit home for a lot of people, which is your value is not up for debate. Okay. Your value is not up for debate. That's what I talked about last week. And we explored what it meant and what it means to stop shrinking, to stop negotiating your worth, right? And to stop watering down your brilliant self, your brilliant mind. And with this week, I want to talk with you about what it looks like to protect and honor that value in real life when life is lifing, when life is a lot. Because let's be honest, that it's one thing, right? To say that you are worthy or to say that you know your worth. It's another thing to stand in it when you are experiencing life. One, having teens that give you a lot to manage and work through. And I love my teens. And teens will be teens, right? Or when your inbox is full, or when your calendar feels like, it's just all out of sorts. And I want to talk with you about this because I've been navigating life. You probably see I can barely keep my words straight right now, but I've been navigating life with teens. My kids are growing older. And it has been different with them growing older. And it's been a season. We've ebbed and flowed through seasons through in their teen years. And there's seasons that have conversations that have stretched me, moments that have tested me, like definitely tested my patience, and times where I had to remind myself to breathe before reacting or to think before reacting. And I say that because it's real part of life. Parenting in general is a journey. It's things that you learn along the way. And I think parenting, raising a family can be a lot like running a business. Parenting teens can be a lot like running a business. And in the early stage of raising a family, you're focused on structure, right? Nurturing, on setting up systems and ways of working, right? Like consistent bedtime, right? Food time, with time for bath. You're setting up a process, you're setting up a system, you're teaching and you're nurturing your kids. But as they grow and as things grow, as kids get older, they start to have their own opinions that they express. They start to really form deeper understandings and make connections. At times, they may test boundaries, they question. And when they get to be in their teen years, they really want freedom, right? They want to be independent, and yet they still need you. They still need you. Mhm. Mm. They still need your guidance. and they still need you to show up and lead. And just like a business, that requires you to show up differently, and not from a frantic place or frantic energy. Okay. And business owners, stick with me. Okay. Um, it also requires you not to show up from a place of lack or depletion. Um, it requires you to show up from a place of strength, from presence. And last week, I know I talked about, and I shared that your value is not a flash sale. And this week, I'm going to say that your energy is not a flash sale, or, you know, I don't know, just fleeting. It shouldn't be just, temporary. In life, in business, when parenting teens, it's important to know how to cultivate that energy, right? Um, it's important to be able to manage it well, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that too. It's important that you can know your worth, but if you're constantly overextending yourself, and I'm gonna just raise my hand because I'm the person who go all out and do all the things for the family, right? I'll do it. Reacting, or if you are showing up from exhaustion, your energy is gonna tell a different story than your words. So when your teen is pushing buttons, and my teen getting involved in all the things, asking me ton of questions, in this moment. Um, it's important to know that you have to manage your energy in those times. When your business is throwing you curveballs, the real power is in pausing, right, before reacting. And I always tell my clients this: it's important to think about what now and what next, right? Pause before reacting. Anchor yourself in who you are, anchor yourself in learning from what's happening in the moment. Anchor yourself in leading from your center, not from the stress. Okay. Because it's really important to know that in raising teens and families and building a business is not about perfection. It's not about always getting it right. Mm-mm. It's about stewarding your resources. It's about managing your energy. Um, and it's about being present, really showing up, because your value, it's true, it's not up for debate. What I talked about last week, your peace and your presence and your energy shouldn't be either. And so it's so important to process this. And I want to have you write a few things down in your journal, mhm, to answer these questions that I have. Okay, where are you giving your energy away in business and life right now, where you feel like you're just giving it away too freely to situations, to people, to business, without anchoring yourself first? A lot of times it's important to do some anchoring in the morning. Take that morning time for you and really set the stage for your day and for your energy. So, are there times in your life where you're just giving, giving, giving without having the anchoring, without anchoring first? Okay. I want you to identify that. And how would you showing up? How would your leadership look different if you treated your energy with the same respect as we talked about with your values from last week, of not having them up for debate, right? If you don't have your energy up for debate, but you're treating it with the same respect as what you value. It's really important to think about boundaries, rhythms, pauses that may need to be put in place for life, for family, for business, for you to really cultivate your energy in the way that's going to allow you to show up and be present, right? And do great, even when it seems like chaos is happening around you. How can you anchor yourself? Because that anchoring helps you to be able to think clearly and to respond from a different place, right? Which is helpful down the line. So I want to talk about that. I just want to just put that here and just share that. The season for me of parenting teens is like the season of business, right? It's teaching me how to be deeply present, without losing myself, and I think a lot of times without losing my cool. So if there's something like we had last night where I just got silent and started to anchor and breathe, and that is important because I want to be present and show up for myself and show up for my family and show up for my teens. And I want to remind you too that you can love your family, you can love your children, you can love your teens, you can do all that without absorbing, and even business without absorbing the chaos or absorbing other people's energy. I had to learn that in life, of showing up for what I needed to show up without spiraling off of someone else's energy. But really learning how to anchor myself and be present, because that's how I can best lead. That's how I can best learn and figure out what is my now and what is my next. And so it's important to know that, you can lead your business, you can show up for your family, and you can do that without having to carry every fire or everything that needs attention on your back, right? Because some of that you have to co-shoulder, some of that you need to put down and not carry. So it's important to know that. And it's important to know, let me take this before we take this step before we get into this next part. Mhm, mhm. This is so good. Thank you, Charlie. This is so good. Okay. Let me tell you this. It's important to know that you can hold your vision and protect your peace. Okay. And remember that your value and your energy, they're not up for debate. Okay. Just remember that. And so if this message resonates with you today, and I want to make sure that I've given you three things that I wanted to do. Yes, I did. Okay. I wanted to, and I gave those three things: the pausing and anchoring information. Yeah, I did share that in detail. So if this message resonated with you, I want you to drop a fire emoji in the comment section. You can also DM me, send me a private message, and let me know what hit home for you. What part of my message today really hit home for you or that you connected with? Okay. Because it's so important for us to keep leading with intention, presence, leading from a place of power, because your brilliance isn't just in what you do, you all, it's in how you show up. Okay. That is my message today for Tea with Trina. Let me know how this message has impacted you. If you've connected with it, I would love to hear it. And thank you so much for tuning in with me today for this Tea with Trina. I'm going to have this tea. I'm like halfway through it. It is so good. I'm going to sit here and enjoy it. And I look forward to talking with you soon.